Right, what's up, YouTube? Counterpunch Boxing. Okay, check it out. Today, I want to talk about Terence Crawford, TC, Bud, whatever you want to call him. Okay, look, I got a lot to say about this dude, and I realized I think I made like one video, maybe like back in maybe December, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, look, today is Sunday. It's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody out there. If you celebrate that kind of thing, if you're into Easter bunnies or the real meaning of Easter, Jesus, whatever it is, happy Easter. Terence Crawford has this upcoming fight with Felix Diaz. Okay, now, do I like it? No. I mean, I've been saying that Crawford needs to move up now for, I don't know, man, like 2 years. I mean, but there's a twist. Okay, there's a plot twist here, and I'll get to that in a minute. I was always an advocate for Crawford moving up, but hold up, hit the brakes, not so fast. Now I kind of think differently. Maybe they had a plan all along, and I was just wrong. I don't know, but yes, I always wanted him to move up to the welterweight limit. Okay. So here we got it. We got Crawford, Terence Crawford. All right, currently holding the WBC WBO, taking on Felix Diaz. Now, one thing I like about the fight is, number one, it's not going to be in fucking Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, I like that. I think, well, I know what Bob Arum is doing. They're going to have the 2016 Olympic champ Shakur Stevenson on the undercard. So, therefore, they are moving the fight out of Omaha, Nebraska, hoping that Crawford's fans hoping they'll travel there, to see Crawford fight. And then on the undercard, they're going to have this new kid, Stevenson, the Olympic champion, and he can gain some new fans. And look, and you notice a pattern, right? A pattern with Bob Arum, using his megastars to promote other guys. And it's not, all promoters do it, but Bob Arum, like, takes it to a whole new level, like the whole Pacquiao Jeff Horn thing, right? Use Pacquiao as a business pawn to merge with Duco, the Australian promotional company, Duco Promotion. So, I see a pattern with Bob Arum there. Constantly using his guys to promote other guys, but in a big way, like in a bad way, really. So, but anyway, the fight's going to be in Newark, New Jersey, and like I said, they're hoping that Crawford's fans will make that trip over to New Jersey, to show their support for Crawford, therefore gaining new fans for Stevenson. Now, excuse me, let me get into Crawford's record, okay? John Molina, Victor Postol, Henry Lundy, Thomas DeLorme, Ray Beltran, Gamboa, Ricky Burns. Okay, that's great. Okay, good. I mean, those are, I guess, tough. Some of them tough fights, some of them not. But I've always said he needs to move up. Okay, John Molina losing his last, I think it was like 3 out of 5 fights. And then you go all the way back to Ricky Burns, clearly outclassed, upstage, whatever you want to call it. Gamboa, too small. There's always something. Beltran, DeLorme, these are C-level fighters, maybe D-level fighters. And you know what? I know those two guys, especially Ray Beltran. I've interviewed them multiple times. I like them. They're friends of mine, but clearly outclassed. And they'll tell you, yeah, we were in it for the money. They knew they had no chance against Crawford. Now, Felix Diaz, 19-1. Dominican Republic. Southpaw, that's one thing. Southpaw, he is, I don't think, and I kind of went through Crawford's record, and he's never been up against a Southpaw. So that's kind of one thing. But we know Crawford, he's a switch hitter. And that's, when I box, I'm a switch hitter too. I can orthodox, Southpaw, whatever. I can, hit with my left and right, doesn't matter. My best punch would be my right hook, but when I switch into a southpaw stance, my jab is like really, really powerful. So I understand why Crawford does it, and like I said, I can do it too, but not everyone can. But yeah, getting back to Diaz, okay, 5'5". I mean, you can clearly see the height difference here, right? I mean, I don't know. And then a lot of people are calling this a dangerous fight for Crawford, but there's no way he's going to lose it. I mean, we know what I don't like about Crawford, he's going to run around, dance around the ring, all the way to a decision or maybe a knockout. Who knows? I mean, I'll make a prediction later. I'm not going to I think I know how he's going to win, but Crawford will win. Trust me, he will win. There is way too much on the line, line for this Crawford to lose right now. There's no way he's losing this fight. I mean, if I had $1 million, I would bet it on Crawford right now because he's not losing this fight. So, but yeah, here it is. Crawford to fight May 20th, Newark, New Jersey. Blah blah blah. Top ranked motor. He's got the WBC, WBO. Now, Diaz, I mean, I'll tell you who he's been up against, but I guarantee you, probably 90% of the guys out there listening have no idea, who these people are. Levi Morales, right? Vasquez, which you probably know them. Lamont Peterson, okay, maybe you do know Lamont Peterson. Adrian Granados, remember Adrian Broner, Adrian Granados. Gabriel Bracerio, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess, for the real boxing heads, he has some names under his belt. But like I said, I don't see Crawford losing. And again, going back to the beginning of the video, I say Crawford needs to move up, but hit the brakes, okay? Because now how things have changed, okay? What was it? Last night? Yeah, last night we had the Ricky Burns and the Ndongo fight, okay? Now, Ndongo skated his way into a unanimous decision over Ricky Burns, and if you remember, Crawford won the WBO from Ricky Burns, so, Crawford said, I want to fight the winner, which I'm sitting there thinking like, well, what if Ricky Burns wins? You want to fight the guy that you already beat, because the guy that you beat, what was that, back in like 2015, I think, 2 years ago? It's like, that didn't make any damn sense. But I think he was saying that because that for his division that was kind of a headliner fight, and he wanted to keep his name in the headlines. But now Ndongo has got the IBF, the IBO, and the WBA. So basically, to just sum it up and make it quick, so now let's say we get a Crawford Ndongo fight, right? That means if Terence Crawford wins, he becomes the undisputed champion of that division. Now, you're undisputed. What do? Yeah, okay, maybe you have a couple of defenses, right? You want to defend those titles once, twice, maybe, but against two. You've already beat everybody, right? So I think, become the undisputed champion, maybe do a victory lap, have one title defense, and move your ass up. It is time for this dude to move up. And I go back to that. But now I'd like to see him become the undisputed champ. Before I was like, well, I want him to move up, right? But now things have changed. Like I said, he has a shot at becoming undisputed, and I'm all about that. Like I've always been an advocate for Gennady Golovkin to become undisputed. Go after Billy Joe Saunders and become undisputed, right? And by the way, I'm going to make a video, and most of you guys out there, you're probably not going to like it because it's I got some harsh words for Gennady Golovkin. I mean, what the hell are they doing? So I'm not going to get into it now, but that's what I think is going to happen here. I think, May 20th, and the fight's May 20th, and like I said, it will be in Newark, New Jersey on HBO, regular HBO, not a pay-per-view, that's cool. That means I can watch it and probably stream it to my group for free, so if you guys want to watch it, come over to Counterpunch Boxing on May 20th, and we'll have the fight live in the group, but, so that's what's going to happen. I mean, Crawford beats Diaz, then we get a huge unification fight against Crawford and Ndongo, and then Crawford becoming undisputed. If he can beat him, who knows? Maybe Ndongo stops him. But look, from what I saw, I was not impressed with Ndongo. I mean, he's long, tall. He's got that long jab, to the body especially. But, man, go back and watch round one. Like I said in my other video, go back and watch round one. I mean, haymakers, tripping over his own feet. I mean, I was like, what the hell? Who is this guy? Like, I've seen a couple of his fights, but, man, like, he did not look good to me. So, I think Crawford becomes undisputed champion, and then, he can move up. And, look, this can happen quick. If they have the May 20th fight with Diaz-Crawford, if they can set up a Crawford-Ndongo fight at the end of the year, boom, you're undisputed. Kick off 2018 with a title defense and an announcement that you're moving up, to 140 pounds to take on the top guys in that division, right? I mean, maybe a Crawford Broner, I've heard a lot about that. And then, don't forget, I'll end here, there's the talks of, Pacquiao, Crawford. Now, I thought about this, people say, Crawford needs to move up because Manny Pacquiao, he's a legend, he's a champ, he needs to move up, right? If he wants to, take on a guy in another division, move your ass up and take him on, right? I mean, you don't make him come down to you, who are you? This is Manny Pacquiao, you couldn't carry his bags, right? So I think, Pacquiao, not afraid of a catchweight, I think, we'll probably get, like I said, maybe one, title defense out of Crawford, and then maybe a catchweight between Crawford and Manny Pacquiao. And then look, that fight is simple to put together. Okay, I mean, you got Bob Arum right there in the middle of it. Put it together, make it happen, and there we go. So that's what I think, guys. I mean, leave your comment below. By the way, man, I am getting. I think over the weekend I've gotten over 1,000. What do you call it? Messages. Basically people, commenting on the channel. I've gotten over 1,000 comments, notification. I had to turn my notifications off, so the channel is like really blowing up. It is. I mean, because you guys got to remember now. I've already made nearly 200 videos. I think I'm at like 170, like somewhere around there. So I'm getting a ton of comments. Channel's blowing up, and I think we will hit that number I wanted to hit. This weekend. That was my goal. So thank you to everybody out there for your support. I do appreciate it, and the best is yet to come.